Hi, my name is Hannah Mermaid. I'm from Byron Bay, Australia originally, and currently living in Los Angeles. And I've come here to help out the Breathe Foundation to bring a little bit of magic and mystery to the adventure, and to entertain the children, and to talk about the education of ocean environment.
Talk a bit about the initiatives that you've been involved in with the ocean environment, and why you got involved, why it is a concern that you know it's close to your heart.
I've always been completely obsessed by the ocean, by the incredible life that is under the water. I think that's where we all came from, so I feel a distinct affinity for the ocean life. I feel like that's my family, and I know that if that disappears, then everything disappears. Some of the most dramatic encounters I've had in my life have been with ocean life. Swimming with whales in Tonga, swimming with a baby humpback that just wanted to completely cruise right next to me was the most awe-inspiring experience of my life. I've swam with 14-foot great white sharks in the wild wearing a mermaid tail. Definitely crazy or stupid, but definitely an amazing experience. I've swum with dolphins, and I've swum with turtles, seals. It's just absolutely mind-boggling to me how incredible and diverse the ocean life is. Some of the most dramatic things that I've done as far as environmentalism work has been over in Taiji in Japan, where they kill over 3,000 dolphins every year. So I paddled out with some artists and surfers and musicians into the Bay of Blood, where they are killing the dolphins at that time. It was filled with blood. The dolphins were there in a net. They were all spy hopping and squealing at us, and all we wanted to do was to set them free. But we didn't have that option, as the bay was closed off by boats, Japanese fishermen who were extremely angry that we were there interrupting their trade. And they came over and started hitting us with sticks and pushing their boat propellers right next to our legs. And the only thing we could do was to make it a media event to bring consciousness and awareness to people around the world that this is what's actually going on. And the very sad thing is that the meat that they're eating is actually completely contaminated with heavy metals and mercury, so the people eating it are actually poisoning themselves as well. So it's about education and also direct action. The things that we really need to make a difference right now is ocean pollution. I mean, right now there's plastic islands of trash floating in the ocean that is like twice the size of Texas. Heartbreaking. We have oil spills all over the planet. We have complete pollution and chemical spills just leaching into the ocean every single day. And the fresh water is running out. It's literally 1% of the whole ocean ecology is fresh water, and there's not enough for every human being on the planet right now, so we really need to make some changes fast. I think that because we are not directly interacting with the ocean on a day-to-day basis, that politicians and even countries as a whole just tend to forget the importance of the ocean, and people don't realize that if that gets messed up, everything on land is messed up. We can't live without it. It's a symbiotic relationship. So unfortunately it seems to be a little bit low on the list of priorities, but for me it is the #1 most important thing that we can do on this planet, is to look after the ocean and the water. I think surfers, because they have daily contact with the ocean, they're seeing the incredible creatures, they're making an affinity with all of the ocean environment, that they are moved on a personal level to take action. And my hope is that by being a mermaid and being like a visual bridge and inspiration to people of how close we can actually become to the ocean and how integrated we can be with it, that I can inspire people who don't have day-to-day contact with the ocean to take an interest and make the changes that are necessary.
How did Hannah the Mermaid how was she born?
Well, ever since I was a tiny little baby, I've been obsessed by mermaids. I don't even remember a time when I wasn't interested. And since I could draw stick figures, they had tails. And when I was 9 years old, I remember I saw the film Splash for the first time, and I was obsessed. I was, made my first mermaid tail, swam around in my pool for months on end. I didn't actually live near the ocean until I was an adult, but there was something in me that was completely melded with the ocean and the whole feeling of moving weightless through water. So it's always been something completely dear to my heart. And about 7 years ago I started working as a mermaid and traveling the world and I started becoming an advocate for the oceans because I had the great good fortune to go and spend time in all of these amazing places around the world. However, I started seeing the degradation of beautiful remote places, and it broke my heart. And so I figured if I was lucky enough to have these experiences, it was also my responsibility to take action and do something about it. On one hand, I'm super inspired by the amazing initiatives that are happening on the planet right now, such as Breathe Festival and, the Taiji Action that I was involved in, and many other incredible ocean environmentalist actions and rainforest environmentalist actions that are happening. However, it's a ticking time bomb. I just hope that it's not too little too late. We really need to band together. It's not something that we have the leisure to do slowly at this point. The great thing about Breathe Festival is it's like a big melting pot of all of these amazingly talented and diverse individual people from around the planet doing incredible sports activities or scientific experiments, and people like myself that just have a niche thing, but they're very passionate about it. So it's been very inspiring to meet with all of these people, and hopefully this will kind of generate and magnify all of our passions and make it much more streamlined and effective. Seeing a whale or a dolphin actually come and interact with you is one of the most awe-inspiring, special things you could ever imagine happening. I mean, you have to do it to believe it. But the thing that I found the most amazing is that out of this humongous expanse of ocean, where they could be anywhere, they actually take the time, they're curious enough to come and play with us, a race that has decimated their species for years and years and years, and yet they're still curious, playful, interactive, and they just want to be around us. So for me, it's like, why bother going into space and looking for intelligent alien life when we have this huge ocean of incredible intelligence and playfulness to engage with? I just can't understand the headspace of someone walking down the beach and actually dropping rubbish or stubbing out their cigarette into the ocean. I mean, do they not comprehend that everything that they leave there is going to wash into the ocean and a fish is going to eat it, choke on it, or die from pollution? For me, it's incomprehensible that people don't make the connection, and that's why I do what I do, because I want to be a visual connection for people seeing we are part of the ocean. It's one.
Sigo mi corazón, sigo al destino, sigo mi corazón, sigo al destino, llegaré, llegaré hasta tu soledad, hasta tu orilla, hasta tu soledad, hasta tu orilla, llegaré, llegaré. Eres como la sed en mi camino, eres como